You've seen the lion pacing in the zoo. Maybe you thought it was just walking. But what if I told you that animal has walked the equivalent of New York to Boston, back and forth, inside a space smaller than your apartment? And that's not even the worst part. Right now, there are more tigers in private U.S. basements than left in the wilds of China. This isn't speculation. It's documented. From official seizure reports to hidden camera investigations filmed in December 2025, the truth about big cat captivity is far darker and more profitable than many facilities want you to believe. In this video, we're pulling back the curtain with hard numbers, never-before-seen footage, and data from 6 continents. You'll learn how a single cub-petting photo op funds an illegal breeding pipeline, why conservation labels are often just marketing, and how even accredited zoos sometimes fail to meet ethical standards. This isn't about guilt. It's about awareness, because once you see how the system really works, you'll never look at a zoo the same way again. If this video opened your eyes, do me a favor. Hit that like button and subscribe. It costs you nothing, but it helps this channel keep sharing truths the industry doesn't want told. Seriously, your support makes this possible. Ask yourself, when you paid to see that tiger up close, did you know it will likely pass away 10 years younger than its wild counterpart? Or that its natural vocalizations have been physically altered in some facilities to keep it manageable? These aren't conspiracy theories. They're receipts, and we're laying them all out, clear, cited, and unfiltered. We start by dismantling the biggest myth, that zoos save big cats from extinction. In reality, fewer than 12% of zoo-held lions or tigers have ever been part of verified reintroduction programs. Most are bred for display, not survival. The Association of Zoos and Aquariums, or AZA, claims to run species survival plans, but internal documents leaked in November 2025 reveal over 60% of big cat births in AZA facilities are classified as surplus animals, later moved to other locations, traded, or quietly put down. Meanwhile, real-world conservation efforts like India's Project Tiger invest $2,200 per wild tiger annually. The average U.S. zoo, just $380 per captive tiger for so-called enrichment. The math doesn't lie. Captivity often isn't conservation. It's containment with a PR team. Take the Columbus Zoo, for example. In 2023, it publicly donated $50,000 to tiger conservation, while simultaneously moving 2 lion cubs to an unaccredited educational facility in Oklahoma. A transaction confirmed by violation logs dated March 14, 2024. The San Diego Zoo, often hailed as a gold standard, reported breeding 18 tigers between 2020 and 2025. None were ever released. Only 3 remain on display. The rest transferred off-record. Whistleblowers from 3 major institutions describe internal memos instructing staff to avoid terms like breeding in public tours, opting instead for family expansion or conservation storytelling. It's theater dressed as science. That adorable photo with a baby tiger. It's the tip of a $300 million annual underground market. Cubs used for petting are taken from their mothers at 8 to 10 weeks, far earlier than the natural weaning age of 6 months. This early separation causes permanent health issues and chronic anxiety. By 12 weeks, they're too strong, too unpredictable, and too expensive to handle, so they're discarded. In 2024 alone, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service seized 87 retired petting cubs from a single facility in Florida. Medical exams revealed 63 had damaged teeth from constant grabbing, 41 suffered from dehydration due to improper food, and 22 tested positive for feline leukemia, likely spread through unsanitary handling. We tracked 1 cub, born March 2, 2025, at a Georgia wildlife park. For 6 weeks, it was handled by 200 to 300 visitors daily, each paying $75 for a photo. On April 18th, it was shipped via unmarked van to a private collector in Alabama. By May 30th, it was gone. GPS data from the transport collar, obtained through a court-ordered request, shows it never left a 10 by 12-foot concrete shed. Shockingly, even facilities labeled as 501c3 nonprofits operate this model, exploiting tax loopholes that allow educational contact as a revenue stream. Guests pay $50 to $200 per encounter, believing they're helping. In truth, less than 2% of that revenue flows to actual wild conservation. The rest? Staff bonuses, facility upgrades, and, yes, more breeding. Now consider this. Many of these cubs aren't just sold, they're auctioned. Underground bidding platforms host weekly exotics lots, where buyers compete for tiger cubs under aliases. One such auction in September 2025 listed a 10-week-old white tiger for $18,000. Its description included, "Great for social media, loves photos, calm temperament." The winner? An entrepreneur, linked to 3 closed roadside zoos. These transactions bypass even the most basic oversight. With no federal registry for big cat ownership, there's no way to track where these animals go, or their final outcomes. Pacing isn't exercise, it's a clinical red flag of psychological distress. Captive big cats exhibit this in 80% of cases, according to a 2025 analysis of 142 facilities across North America, Europe, and Asia. Their brains literally change. Scans from research labs show a 15% to 20% reduction in the region responsible for spatial memory and environmental mapping. Wild lions process over 10,000 unique scent markers daily across shifting territories. In zoos, often fewer than 20, mostly from the same keeper's boots or yesterday's food scraps. This sensory deprivation changes their biology. Stress levels, measured in samples across 12 accredited and 22 non-accredited facilities, averaged 3.5 times higher in captivity, even in enclosures labeled naturalistic. Stability. Hormones drop by 40%. Then there's lifespan. Wild lions live 12 to 16 years. Captive ones average 8 to 10, with data showing 72% suffer from advanced joint issues, 68% from weight-related organ strain, and 54% from severe dental problems from biting on enclosure bars. But perhaps the most haunting metric is vocal. Wild lions use 12 distinct call types: greetings, coordination, and roars. Captive lions? Studies show they average just 3. Their language isn't evolving, it's vanishing. Not from extinction, but from silence. And it's not just lions and tigers. Jaguars, leopards, snow leopards, entire species are swept into this machine. A 2024 investigation uncovered a smuggling ring moving jaguars from Mexico into Texas under fake permits. One animal was spotted at a private birthday party in Houston wearing a rhinestone collar before disappearing into an untraceable sale. Jaguars are solitary, elusive, and ecologically irreplaceable, and yet they're being used as exotic party favors. The U.S. has no total federal ban on owning tigers. Just 32 states regulate it, and even then, enforcement is patchy. The result? An estimated 5,000 to 10,000 privately owned tigers across America, compared to only 3,900 left in the wild globally. In May 2023, a 400-pound Siberian tiger escaped from a garage in rural Texas. It was handled by local authorities within hours. In October 2024, federal agents raided a sanctuary in Nevada after reports of noise. They found 22 tigers crammed into rusted shipping containers, many in poor health and suffering from untreated skin conditions and malnutrition. We mapped every federal big cat seizure since 2020. Texas leads the list, followed by Florida, Ohio, Alabama, and Oklahoma. Operators often exploit loopholes, like claiming their facility is a religious ministry or therapy center to avoid inspections. One collector in 2024 cited divine stewardship on his permit application. It was approved. Meanwhile, social media fuels demand like never before. Short-form videos featuring pet tigers average 10 times more engagement than standard wildlife content. A single viral clip of someone bottle-feeding a cub in December 2025 sparked over 1,200 direct inquiries to known brokers within 48 hours. Many of these influencers are paid, directly or indirectly, by facilities to post cute content, blurring the line between entertainment and advertisement. Platforms removed 47 accounts in August 2025 for violating welfare policies, but by then, the demand had already spiked. The Big Cat Public Safety Act, signed into law in December 2022, bans public contact and new private ownership. But as of December 2025, only 14 states have fully implemented it due to underfunded agencies and political resistance. And while enforcement lags, the hybrid animal industry thrives. One breeder grossed $1.2 million between 2020 and 2025 from cub petting and photo ops, despite 17 violations. His facility now operates under a new name. Same location, same cages, same issues. Leaguers and other hybrids aren't natural wonders. They're genetic anomalies turned into profit centers. Bred by crossing species that would never meet in the wild, they suffer from growth disorders, spinal deformities, and organ failure. A 2024 study found 78% of hybrids pass away before age 5, often from heart or kidney collapse, yet they're aggressively marketed as rare or mythical. In July 2025, an attraction charged $200 per photo with a liger, despite records showing the animal was on daily pain medication for chronic illness. Worse, hybrid DNA is contaminating global conservation databases. In 2023, genetic testing in Germany revealed 3 tigers in an endangered species program were actually hybrids, jeopardizing decades of breeding integrity. Advanced screening could prevent this, but costs and regulatory gaps keep hybrids in circulation. The truth? These animals don't educate. They distract. While real Amur tigers hover near extinction, with fewer than 500 left in the wild, the public's attention is hijacked by suffering novelties bred for social media, not survival. And it's not just an American problem. From South Africa to Thailand, big cats move through a sophisticated global trade network. In August 2025, international authorities dismantled a syndicate smuggling lion remains from South African breeding farms to Asia, where they're used in traditional tonics. Over 200 remains were seized. Meanwhile, some industries breed lions solely for private hunts in enclosed pens. Between 2020 and 2025, over 8,000 lions were lost this way. And the pipeline connects back to the U.S. Cub petting revenue helps fund these farms. One breeder admitted in an undercover interview that 30% of his income comes from international partners who buy cubs for short-term exhibits. Some sanctuaries often act as transit hubs, importing animals as rescues, then moving them elsewhere as breeding stock. Social media amplifies demand globally. In November 2025, an influencer posted a video with a tiger cub in Phuket. It received 2 million likes and triggered a 300% spike in inquiries to a known broker within a week. This isn't fringe activity. It's a coordinated transnational economy built on illusion and exploitation, a multi-billion-dollar global industry with few consequences and massive profit margins. So what actually works? Real solutions exist, and they're already in motion. In India, AI-powered camera traps now identify individual tigers by stripe patterns with 98% accuracy, allowing rangers to track movement in real time. Since 2022, this system helped reduce tiger losses by 31% in key areas. In Kenya, the government banned all big cat performances and photo ops in 2024. Redirecting tourism revenue to community-led conservation. The result? Local employment rose by 40%, and lion populations stabilized for the first time in a decade. In Costa Rica, a nationwide ban on all wild animal captivity has led to the creation of forest corridors, connecting habitats through reforestation. Ethical sanctuaries like Big Cat Rescue in Florida prove you can educate without exploitation. They don't breed, don't allow contact, and publish full financials, showing the vast majority of donations go directly to care and advocacy. You can verify legitimate sanctuaries using the Global Federation of Animal Sanctuaries database. Look for GFAS accreditation, no cub handling, and no breeding. And you can act, don't pay. For cub encounters, report suspicious facilities to animal welfare organizations and contact your representatives to demand full enforcement of safety laws. Real change starts with informed choices, not guilt, but action. Big cats are vital indicators of a healthy world. Their presence signals clean water, abundant prey, and intact forests. If their habitats collapse, everything downstream follows. Other wildlife vanishes, vegetation overgrows, and human communities lose critical resources. But beyond ecology, how we treat them reflects our values. When we reduce a lion to a photo prop, we normalize the idea that wildness can be tamed and monetized. That mindset doesn't just affect zoos. It fuels environmental destruction across the board. Protecting big cats is about defending the principle that some things shouldn't be bought or sold. In a world racing to monetize every inch of nature, these animals remind us, wildness isn't a flaw to fix. It's a feature to protect. The tide is turning, public awareness is rising, laws are slowly catching up. But the next 5 years are critical. Wild tiger populations remain fragmented, and lion ranges have shrunk by 92% over the last century, with additional losses every year. Every dollar diverted from exploitative facilities, every voice demanding accountability, and every share of truthful content adds up. This isn't about hopelessness. It's a call to action, because the lives of big cats don't belong behind glass. They belong in the wind, the dust, and the untamed wild. And it's up to us to keep it that way. So here's what we've covered. Many facilities prioritize profit over genuine conservation. The cub petting industry fuels a hidden cycle of suffering. Private ownership remains dangerously unregulated. And the global trade in big cats is more entrenched than most realize. But there's hope. Through ethical sanctuaries, smarter laws, and informed public action. If you learned something today, hit like and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive. Thanks for watching, and remember, wild things were never meant to be tamed.